Hey everybody, it is a great day, and you know why? Because I'm in a tree with a bow and a deer tag, and I intend to make some meat tonight. I'm on the food plot on my own property that I shot a buck on here opening day of bow season, and here it is November already, so things have been flying by. This food plot a week ago had 8 inches of snow on it. And I thought maybe I was done hunting it this year and I wasn't going to be able to fill this last doe tag on this food plot, but we got some warm weather and the snow melted off and the deer have just moved on here like crazy. It's mostly night activity, but there's been a few does and bucks coming out here right before dark, right at the last minutes of daylight. And they have just mowed this thing down. It's hard to find an inch on this entire 1.5 acre food plot where there isn't a deer track. It's crazy. So I'm going to take one of these does and turn them into venison tonight if I can find a nice big fat one that's fairly close here. I'm 15 feet up in this jack pine here, kind of tucked in with lots of nice background cover around me, and I stuck a stick in the ground out here at 25 yards so I'll know exactly where these deer are at, and then just beyond that is a hazelnut bush that's at 48 yards, and that's just a little more to my left is a tree with a mock scrape that I put under it. That's at 40 yards, and it's got some golden estrus in that, and so the bucks have been hitting that pretty hard. Try to hopefully find a doe that's inside of 40 yards, or 20 25 is even better. But let's settle in here and just enjoy the next couple hours, and hopefully we'll turn a big doe into venison. Got a button buck and a doe right here, 20 yards right in front of me. The doe's kind of small. Oh, maybe I should shoot her, but sure would like to get a nice big fat girl. Oh, now this buck's gonna come out here and harass them. Oh, she saw me. Think I got her. She's not going far. 30-yard shot, and she is not going far. Well, that was pretty crazy. I had these deer just back and forth, and this little buck was harassing the girls, and he chased her off of here, the big doe, and then she worked her way back in here. I could have shot her the first time. I could have shot all those smaller ones too, but I wanted a nice big doe, and she worked her way back in here. And I finally decided I'm going to have to leave the camera zoomed out a little bit because they're so close that if I reach up for the camera, they all turn and look at me. So I left the camera zoomed out. I'm going to replay this and look at the shot, but it looked like a perfect double lung shot. It was, I can see the nocturnal lighted knock out there in the field right now. Let's go get some field dress and gloves and a light, and we'll have a look and see what we got. Alright, we got lots of good blood on the arrow. I'm just going to leave it stuck right there. Well, here it is the following morning, and I wasn't expecting to be out here right now, but boy, things got a little weird last night after I shot that doe. I saw where she ran into the brush, and so I walked over there, and I only found just a few drops of blood, and so I trailed her for another 20 yards or so, just a drop here and a drip there, and I'm like, man, things really went sideways. What in the world? I thought I shot her right in the pocket, you know. And so I decided to back out, and went and put the video into my editing program, and then I took a couple screenshots. And as you can see by this first shot, this is where I thought the arrow had impacted her, but as I moved ahead a little bit, you can see that she was turning very quickly, and the arrow went in just a little bit ahead of where I thought that it had, and it actually wasn't right in the pocket. It was about 4 or 5 inches forward from that. Came out here this morning and went back to where I left last blood, and just really didn't see any blood to speak of at all. So I just thought, well, she's only 75 yards from an area back in here where I think they bed quite a bit, so I decided to just walk back into that bedding area, and sure enough, I found her. So she's a nice big fat girl, and as you can see by where the impact was, that is where I thought the arrow hit, which would have been a hard shot, and the arrow actually hit right there. Took care of her. She has been dead a while. She's really stiff. She's been dead all night. We are going to get her field dressed and get her drug out of here. We'll be doing some more videos on processing and some different ways that are my favorite ways to do venison.